Overall, I was somewhat disappointed with the quality of the TV ads, in my opinion. I felt there were certainly a number of very humorous ads, but I thought all they accomplished was humor instead of making a real positive statement about the brands they were representing. There were two that I thought were particularly good. I felt that Budweiser continued to show the human side of its brand with the cow growing up and the Budweiser horses, which I thought was terrific because it continues to give you a warm, wonderful feeling about Budweiser. In comparison to the Bud Light ads, which I thought were ridiculously stupid. The one ad that I felt was the best was Google. I felt that their search on message was right on point. It was very simplistic, but it was very direct in terms of how to effectively use Google, and I really felt it got its message across in a very, very clear and engaging way.
My favorite Super Bowl ad was the Google ad for its search product, and I thought that it really showcased the brand and the product in a really warm and fuzzy way. It communicates the way that Google search is ubiquitous. Everyone uses it, or just about, in the US, and we rely on it more than we know, and this message was communicated through a really sweet story.
I found one overriding message from all of the ads was pain, and people were laughing at their pain. I think in this country right now people are feeling a lot of pain, and I think that the marketers this year kind of captured that and allowed us to kind of laugh at our circumstances a little bit. So it began obviously with a bang with Betty White and Snickers and had us laughing out loud, and moved on to the Doritos ads, which I think, you know, universally across the board all dealt with pain, but in a very funny way. Down to the Denny's ad with the poor chickens panicking about the all-you-can-eat breakfast. So I thought that they did a great job of dealing with pain in a humorous way, and I think that it resonated with consumers.
Really a down year for Super Bowl ads. I really came away with very few that I thought were memorable, and very few that actually I think accomplished their goal of either driving the brand or a particular product. One that stood out as a good one was, I actually really enjoyed the VW ad. I think it really tapped into pop culture. People, I think, have been playing the punch buggy game since they were little kids. So I think people will remember that, and I like that it really pushed the brand and the extensive nature of their line as opposed to one car. Car ads typically are very boring, you know, car driving down the road, so I thought they really did something.
So I was with pretty much my age group last night, you know, like mid-late 20s, and being so close to branding and marketing and communications, I was kind of gauging everybody else's reactions to see how these Super Bowl ads did, and the first thing that comes to mind is the Simpsons ad. Everybody dropped what they were doing when The Simpsons came on. They saw The Simpsons and they loved it. And they thought it was a cute way to kind of do the Coca-Cola ad. So they really liked the Simpsons piece. The Bud Light piece was really interesting. All the Bud Light commercials. You know, Bud Light kind of shifted from drink Bud Light and you'll make it with the opposite sex to drink Bud Light and celebrate life. It was more about just loving life and having a great time and being together. So I thought that was really cool. People really liked it. It was a good shift.
I enjoyed watching the Super Bowl ads yesterday. It's usually my favorite part of the Super Bowl. A few things I noticed this year that really stuck out at me were the really emotional ads that kind of seemed to have a feminine piece to them. So for instance, the Google ad where a guy kept typing into the search engine basically the progression of his life from meeting a woman in France to installing a crib for obviously their new baby. That really struck a chord with me, and I thought it was a really interesting way to talk about something super boring like a search engine. Something else that was emotional in that way was the Budweiser ad where the cow and the horse were best friends when they were little babies, and then as they get older they actually break through fences to get to be with each other. I thought that that was an interesting way to take kind of a masculine product, Budweiser beer, and feminize it.